Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greg McCloskey from ForexLive.com. Today's date is February 21st, 2023. This is the morning Forex technical report with little fundamentals included. We are seeing the U.S. stocks move to the downside in early trading here today. The Dow Industrial Average is down around 330 points. The S&P is down around 37 points, and the NASDAQ index is down 145 points. I guess that's a little more than a little to the downside. So getting off to a bad start for U.S. stock trading. Remember, yesterday the U.S. markets were closed as a result of the President's Day holiday. Canada was also closed. We had CPI data come out of Canada. It came in a little lighter than expected. Retail sales about as expected, with January retail sales expected to come in at 0.7%, which is pretty decent for that report. We are seeing the dollar Canada move to the upside in early trading, reacting to the CPI data. So with all that said, let's get into the markets. We'll start by taking a look at the euro versus US dollar. Looking at the hourly chart here for the euro versus US dollar, what do we notice? Well, we noticed that the 200-hour moving average held resistance on this day last week. And again, in trading yesterday, the market moved to the downside and tried to use the 100-hour moving average as resistance. We did move briefly above it here during the London morning session, but fell back to the downside, and we are moving well in this swing area right now. This swing area encompasses other swing lows through here, and this formed a nice little floor, and then we broke the floor in trading on Friday of last week, and tried to stay below that level but could not, and closed above the level, and then reestablished support yesterday against it and tried to reestablish support against it here today and made a break below to the downside. But as you can see, we are seeing some reluctance to the downside. What is going to be key here is if the price can stay below the 100-hour moving average, and the 200-hour moving average is, as I already said, those moving averages have been holding support over the last four or so, or holding resistance over the last 4 or so trading days. So it would take a move above the 1.0698 level, let's call it 107, to increase the bullish bias here for the euro versus US dollar. Absent that, and really the sellers are still holding on to control in the short term at least. Taking a look at the daily chart here, the price low that we saw in trading on Friday came down to this swing area high near the 106.15 level. If we move back below that level, we'll be looking down toward the 105.73 level as the next target for the euro versus US dollar. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next on the hourly chart. What do we notice here? Well, the 100-hour moving average held support in trading yesterday. We found buyers against that level on the dip down here, and we started to ratchet our way to the upside reluctantly with ups and downs, but these lows in the early Asian session fell short of that 100-hour moving average. And as you can see, we're seeing increased momentum to the upside here. If I were to take a longer view here by taking a look at the 4-hour chart, you can see the importance. Let me get this right. You can see the importance of this area up through here where we had swing lows, and then we move below that level and swing highs. So this area here, the yellow area between 134.49 and 134.76 is being broken as we speak, and so the buyers are making a play to the upside here. Watch the 134.76 is really close support now. If the price can stay above that, that would be great for that currency pair. We'd be looking toward the the old trend line right through here. Remember last week the price did move above that trend line, only to find sellers again when we moved up toward the 135.11 level, sort of random level, but we started to move back below that level, tilting the bias to the downside. Now the buyers are back in play, and we'll see if they can take the price further to the upside here for that currency pair. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar next. And if we look at the hourly chart, we had some data come out in the UK here today. The service and manufacturing PMI, flash PMI estimates came out stronger than expected, and that took the price from this swing area down here where we tried to break below it before the data, forced the price back to the upside, traded back above the 100 and 200-hour moving averages, the blue and green lines through here, and that has increased the bullish bias here for this currency pair. We also above the 50% retracement at 120.91 and looking to test the 61.8% retracement On the top side at 121.33, we're trading in between those levels, currently at 121.02. So, resistance above at 61.8%, support below, near the 50% retracement, and also the 200-hour moving average. The buyers are trying to make a play here in the strong versus US dollar off the better than expected data that came out of that country. So finally, let's take a look at the dollar versus Canada. And on the hourly chart, as I mentioned, we did get the CPI data and the retail sales. CPI data came a little weaker than expected, and that's leading to a lower dollar Canada. We did try to move below the 100-hour, the rising 100-hour moving average. That's the blue line in this chart here, a nice arrow. But we fell below that level on 1, 2, 3 different bars, but each at a time, the market couldn't extend further. We also found support against the low price, near the low price from yesterday, which also was near the high price from, I guess this is what, Wednesday, and found support again. So we had a ceiling here, or a level here, where we found resistance, and then we found support against it in trading yesterday and earlier today, and in the middle part of today's trading. So this area right here, also near the 38.2% retracement, held support. As you can see, we're moving higher, however, and moving above this swing, these swing highs through here, which formed a nice little ceiling. We had a little fail break right here, and then rotated to the upside back down, found support, and then moved below the level. You can see we've waffled above and below that swing area, but now making a break to the upside and looking toward the 100-day moving average at 135.11 on the top side. We'll see what happens at that level. So there you have it, a look at some of the major currency pairs. My name is Greg Michalowski. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.